Hey, what is up everybody? Zerofats here coming at you on behalf of adventuresontheriver.com. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about problem solving. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about overcoming obstacles. And to do that, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. So a couple weeks ago, I had a person get with me on my YouTube channel or through my email, maybe through my email. Let me know, hey, Zerofats, I got a membership to your website, adventuresontheriver.com. It's awesome, but I can't get the videos to play, you know. So I'm like, oh, that's not good, you know. So I start trying to figure out why the video wasn't playing for, and I narrowed it down to Internet Explorer, right? So for some reason my videos on my website were not playing on Internet Explorer. And it was just, you know, the craziest thing. And you know, I have to admit, you know, I'm pretty busy. I got several projects going on that I gotta kind of take care of. So I have a lot of people that are members on this site, and I have more people kind of getting into it. So and I'm not afraid to admit that, you know, hey, I'm not like the best programmer in the world or anything. So, you know, I brought somebody in to kind of look at the problem and take care of it while I worked on other things, because I didn't really have time to really get into it and figure out why the videos weren't playing on Internet Explorer, but they were fine on Chrome and all the other browsers. So this went on a couple days. This person couldn't figure it out. My programmer couldn't figure it out. He didn't know what was going on. He ended up having to refund me, you know. So I hired another programmer, you know, to look into it for me, you know. Now this is after I kind of looked into it myself and tinkered around with it. Maybe I tinkered around with it for maybe a day before I was like, you know what, this is beyond my scope. I don't feel like messing with this. I want to hire somebody. So anyways, whatever. Fast forward. Second programmer couldn't figure out the problem. This was a couple weeks ago, guys. So now I'm two programmers in, right? Neither one of them could figure out why my videos weren't compatible with Internet Explorer, you know? And at this point I'm getting frustrated because, you know, I'm doing my stuff, you know, I don't have time to mess with this, you know, and these programmers can't figure it out for me. So now I'm not a programmer, okay? I'm not an expert programmer. I can tell you how I do things. It would be the way I operate on the internet is the equivalent of, you know, someone who is not a typist and like looks at the keyboard while they type. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you know, basically I have a problem, I find a way to solve it. You know, I get on the internet, I find out, I Google specific problems, I try to find other people who had the same problem, and I solve it that way. And that's kind of how I do it. Let me get back to my story here. So two programmers in, the problem's still not solved. Now this is becoming a major issue, right? Because I'm like, you know, what am I going to do? You know, I got people commenting to me, hey, I can't get your videos to play. You know, hey, this, hey, that, you know. I mean, my goal is to help people, and people who use the browser, Internet Explorer, not being able to see my videos, it's a big problem. I want them to be able to, you know, utilize the website without having to download a new browser. It's not cool. So anyways, I say, you know, maybe I can move my videos. I host my videos from Amazon S3. In case you guys didn't realize, that's all my videos are hosted on Amazon S3. It's not important that you know that, but it's important in the way that, like, understand that I moved all my videos to a place called Screencast, because I was thinking this other hosting server might be able to correct my problem with my videos. So I moved like 50 videos over to Screencast this past week. And Screencast costs more than Amazon S3, so I added more expense, you know, to that business, and then I thought that would fix it. You know, I thought that would fix it. see, at this point, you know, I've given up on my programmers, and I've resorted to just putting everything else I'm doing on hold and just solving this one problem for this, you know. And so this screencast thing, I thought, hey, this is money in the bank. It sucks that it's going to cost me a little more money, but it's worth it. I'm going to fix my problem. And I tell you, man, I put all those videos up there on screencast, like 50 videos for Adventures on the River, and I started trying to like push them over, you know, to the site, you know, and embed them. And I'll be damned, man, if I didn't pull up Internet Explorer again and try to watch one of those videos, nothing. It did not work. Oh my God, you guys have no idea how frustrating it was. It was so frustrating. I was so upset, man. So I had to take a break from it, right? So I took a break from it just for, you know, that day. You know, I was like, I'm done for today. I'll come back to this tomorrow. I needed what you call critical distance. It's where you walk away from your problem and just kind of concentrate on other things. And for me, that meant concentrating on things outside of like computers, like away with the computers. I'm just gonna do things away from computers today. And you know, I love that idea of critical distance, man, because I think sometimes like your subconscious is still working on that problem, even though your conscious mind is just doing other things. Because it never fails, when you come back to the problem, you always end up seeing it in a new light, and you always end up being able to solve the problem. Well, that's what happened for me. You know, I took some critical distance, and I came back, and I refunded from Screencast. I didn't need them anymore. That wasn't gonna work. So I paid for like a year of hosting from them. I got that back. Said forget it. But they were really cool. If you guys are looking for a hosting company for your data and you don't want to use Amazon S3, then Screencast is a pretty cool site. They got really good customer service. But I didn't need them. So anyways, I got that money back, and then I tried something. Basically, long story short, I had to change. All my videos needed to be converted to a different format, and that's the long and the short of it. They needed to be converted to a format that was compatible with Internet Explorer, because Internet Explorer wasn't reading the format I was using. So there's the long story short. This is 2 weeks. A good 2 weeks I went through this problem, and that member out there, you know who you are. She's the one who originally told me about the problem. She can tell you how long this has been going on, because she brought it to my attention. And she's a kind soul. She's a very kind soul, really, honestly. She's a sweet lady, because, you know, I told her in an email, I said, hey, let me give you a refund, you know, because you're not getting the experience I wanted you to get. I wanted you to be able to see the videos and see the articles and not have to like download another browser and all this other stuff to do it. That's not the experience I wanted you to have. That's not what you paid for. But she said, no, you know, don't worry about it. I don't need a refund. You know, I've gotten a lot of information just from the articles. So no, I don't want a refund. So very sweet lady, very nice, and thank you out there. I'm not going to say what your name is, you know, to respect your privacy. But you know, that means a lot to me, because you know, I put the site together to help people, and to get that kind of feedback that, you know, the site helped you without the videos but just with the articles, that means a lot to me. So I'm really glad the site's doing what it's supposed to do. But that being said, the videos are working now for all those of you who like Internet Explorer. The videos are working on all three major internet browsers, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, and Firefox. Safari also, all those majors, the channels, the website's working on, so hopefully that helps you guys. Okay, so there's the big story. Let me put that aside for a second. What does it mean? I mean, for this video, the idea of solving problems, and overcoming obstacles. I had this problem, right? And like, you know, the first thing I did was I identified my weaknesses, okay? One of my weaknesses was I was short on time. The other weakness was I'm not like an expert on programming. I'm not a coding expert. How did I overcome those things? Okay, well, I thought I could overcome my obstacle with time and my obstacle of not being a great computer whiz by outsourcing that problem. I thought I could outsource it to a programmer and it would be great, we'd be good to go. That fell through. He couldn't solve my problem. Outsource it to another programmer. He couldn't solve my problem. I ended up having to solve my problem myself. How did I do it? Man, I just grudged through it. I grinded through it. I constantly looked information up. I scoured the internet looking for other people who had similar problems, trying to find something that I could relate my problem to and just try anything that would work. Did I break my site a couple times? Yes, I broke my htaccess file. I jacked that up. I messed up my MIME types. I did all kinds of dumb crap trying to fix this website, you know. I guess you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. But yeah, man, I'm no expert, and I messed a couple things up along the way. But I know my weaknesses, you know, and I'm not a master programmer. But that's kind of what the message is I wanted to get to you guys today. I wanted to express to you guys, if you want to make independent dollars and you want to work for yourself, you cannot be stopped. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot be stopped. You have to push forward. You have to be a problem solver. Okay? When you're faced with a problem, solve it. Whether it means hiring someone to help you solve it, whether it means getting consultation from a website, or calling someone who's smarter about an issue than you are, or it means just scouring the internet looking for people who have written about similar problems. You have to be a problem solver if you want to make independent dollars. These are your problems. No one else is going to solve them like you are. And it really comes down to that. People ask me questions on my YouTube channel a lot about, hey man, how do I do this, or how do you think I should do this, or how do you think I should do that? I think that's great. Okay, I think that's great. It's good to ask people questions, but remember, in the end and ultimately, you're going to be the one that has to solve that problem. Whatever problems you are faced with, you're going to have to solve them. And you're going to have to overcome many, many obstacles to make it work for you. Especially if you want to do it full time and you want to not have to punch in and punch out with a day job. You're going to have to overcome lots of obstacles. That little website story I told you about, think about that for a second. What did that problem mean to my website? Well, that website, that website is a source of revenue for me. It makes money. What did that mean? How was that potentially harming me? All those people who use Internet Explorer probably went to my website. They couldn't get the video to play on the homepage, and they just probably left. They probably didn't say much about it to me. They just didn't sign up for it. So how much of that business was being affected by those customers being lost? I mean, there's two things happening there. One, I'm losing revenue from probably a third of my traffic, and two, my goal is not being achieved. And that's the main thing. My goal is not being achieved, because the goal of that website is to help as many people as possible. And that basically means everyone who goes there with the mind that they want to make money using Amazon, I can help them. Okay? I'm not achieving that if all the people that go there with Internet Explorer can't be helped. So it was a big problem. And for me, it was a big problem because I'm not like a coding expert, and I'm not a WordPress expert. So I had some obstacles to overcome to solve that problem. But that's no different than you guys out there and your problems. You got a full-time job. You hate your job. How are you going to overcome it to work from home? You got a full-time job. You're working 80 hours a week. You have no time. You have no time to spend with your family. How are you going to overcome it to spend more time with your family? To solve these problems, you have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to put these things in your own hands and solve the problems. You can't expect God to come down and solve your problems for you. You know, you can't expect like a bolt of lightning to flash out of the sky one day and all of a sudden your life is perfect. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to try to find creative ways to solve your problems. And I think the best advice that I can give you is be relentless with your problem solving. I mean, be obsessive with it. If you have a problem and it's important to you, be obsessive with it. You know, it has to take a priority. You know, to solve this website thing, I pretty much put all my other projects on hold. Everything was on hold. This problem has to be solved. And that's kind of how I looked at it. Now, if you guys got problems out there like that, that's kind of how you got to look at them sometimes. Make it a priority. Be obsessive with your problems. Learn how to become a problem solver. But I'll tell you something about problem solvers that goes beyond just like making independent dollars. The world always needs a problem solver, okay? If you're a good problem solver, you're never going to have problems finding a job. That's just the way it is. Problem solvers are always in demand. So anyways, I think that's all I had to say today. On a more realistic, a more practical note, all you guys who have Internet Explorer who couldn't watch the videos, go check out adventuresontheriver.com. The videos are working good for you now. On a more practical note, on a more philosophical note, reflect on this problem solving thing I'm telling you about. It's really important if you want to be independent and you want to make financial independence and you want to just work for yourself. Really think about problem solving, because a lot of people, they put obstacles in their own way. Oh man, I'd love to work from home, but I just don't have time. I work 80 hours a week. I don't have time to do that. Or, oh man, I just can't do it. I got a family. I can't afford to take that risk, you know. Or, oh man, I just don't have the money to invest in that right now. I can't get into that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. We put these obstacles in our own mind. We create these little prisons for ourselves, and you know, they basically just keep us in our comfort zone. That's kind of what they do. They keep us in that little comfort zone where we're just comfortable. That doesn't mean we're happy. Chances are we're probably not happy, but we're comfortable. We're used to it, and we kind of create these little obstacles in our mind to kind of keep us there. So I suggest you find a way to get out of your comfort zone. If you work too many hours a week to do what you want to do, find a way to not work so many hours a week. You know, if you need to make a YouTube channel and your job won't let you make a YouTube channel, find another job. Or find a workaround. Find something else instead of YouTube. You know, every problem has a solution. You know, it's up to you guys to figure out what that is. So anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I wanted to kind of let you guys know a little bit about the problems I was having on my website, because I felt like there was a good kind of lesson in there that everyone could kind of learn something from. But anyways, I guess the takeaway from this and the summary is be relentless with your problem solving. Always be a problem solver and be relentless. Be obsessive with these problems. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Check out adventuresontheriver.com if you get a chance. It's a great site. It can teach you how to make a full-time income using Amazon.com. And I think that's all I got for you guys. I'll catch up with you guys next video. Peace.